Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you a couple wee tricks and methods you can use to create a simple surface using a bunch of polylines, 3D faces and cogo points. So for the first method, this will just be creating a surface from polylines or feature lines. I have a handful of polylines here with different elevations and offsets just to create the shape of a stockpile. So to create a surface with these items here, head on over to surface, right click, press create and name your surface. So we're going to call this stockpile 1. We'll assign a layer style, surface style to contours 1 meter, and our surface layer is going to be called C surfaces stockpile 1. So now we've created our surface, we need to assign information to it or define it so that we can use the surface essentially. So all we've really done is just made this little drop down tab here and there's no surface information here. So we want to use this and turn it into a surface. So if you head on over to definition, you can add these as contours. I tend to add them as break lines just because I find the triangulations a little bit better, but that's just personal preference. You can have a play around with contours and probably get the same results. But to create a surface, right click on break lines and it will give you this menu here. You want to name them, so we'll just call them stockpile contours. Leave it as standard and leave all these just unchecked, and then hit OK. Now it's going to ask you to select the objects. If you click and drag, highlight them and then press enter, bang, you have a surface. So that's as easy as that really in creating a surface. You just need to first of all create your surface over here, and then define your surface using information in your drawing. So that's pretty straightforward. And now we've created our surface, we can go ahead and add slope labels. There's our slope there, negative 85.8%. You can also add spot elevations anywhere, which is really handy for checking elevations at certain points if you are unsure of certain grades, certain elevations at points. It's really handy to have a visual display. You can also hold your mouse next to the lines, contours, and it'll also give you a brief elevation before, when you move it, disappears. Method 2 is using 3D faces to create your surface. So to create a surface, rinse and repeat the first step, which is go to surfaces, right click, create surface, and then we'll name this one stockpile 2, and we'll give this one a surface style of, let's go 0.1 meters, so 100 mil contours, make them a bit tighter. And then again, come over here into your surfaces tab, go to your surface where you want to assign your information to. In this case, we've got stockpile 2. Head to definitions, drop down to drawing objects. You want to right click, hit add. Basically, if you want to add information to all of these, you just right click and then follow the next step. And if you follow those properly, you'll create your surface really. But if we head back over here, we want to click on this tab and then change this to 3D faces. So if you click on maintain edges from objects, it'll pretty much triangulate everything that your 3D faces are showing in your drawing. If you leave it unchecked, sometimes you get weird triangulation. You have to go back and tie that up. So if you leave this checked and press OK, it'll ask you to now select your data like before with the polylines. So click and drag, highlight it all and press enter, and then there. We've got a bit more information displayed on this one because we've got our surface style with contours at 100mm intervals. Might be worth noting I'm using the ANZ what would you say, data pack add-on for Civil3D, which gives us a heap of cool surface styles, point styles, and other little sort of preset things within the templates that help you display information and help your workflows and things like that. So if you don't have that downloaded, you probably won't see all this. You'll probably only see a handful of things, but essentially it's all the same, and then you can change it all to make it look like this anyway. So yeah, that's method number 2. Really straightforward, essentially the same as step 1. We'll go into number 3, which is creating a surface using points. In this case, we're using cogo points. So we've got a bunch of cogo points. How many have we got? 311. So I've got 311 cogo points, and what you can do is generally you want to have them assigned to a point group, but in this case I've just got them all assigned to all points because it's the only group of points, set of points in this drawing that we're going to be using. Really straightforward, simple as like the other ones. You just come up here, right click, create surface, name it, we'll call it stockpile 3, and we will assign a surface style of, we'll just go triangulation magenta. So come into your stockpile drop down and then head to definition, and if you come down you'll see point groups. Now you can actually add these points directly in using point files, but I like to put them into groups, change the label styles, and sort of keep track of the data better that way. So if we right click on point groups and go add, we'll just click on here. Now if you have different point groups, you can add multiple point groups depending on what data you want to display in your surface, but in this case we're just going to use all points, and if I click OK, here we are, all our information has triangulated all these points. Oh, where's that gone? And now we have a surface. So basically, if you follow those steps on creating surfaces, these are probably 3 fundamental ways that the majority of surfaces will get created in Civil3D. I'm from an engineering surveying background and civil construction, so I use these methods on the daily, rinse and repeat them. If you keep practicing, eventually it'll become like muscle memory, and then you'll be able to do this stuff blindfolded. This is obviously just scratching the surface of what Civil3D is capable of doing when creating surfaces and displaying information and things like that. But it's a good start to get your reps up and sort of get your head around surface creation and the way surfaces are made. If you like this video, don't forget to drop us a like or even a subscribe. And yeah, sweet. We'll see you on the next one.